All right, folks. So here today, this is my predictions video for the Monster Energy, well, not Monster Energy, the NASCAR Cup Series at Las Vegas today. As you see, scored 184 points last week at Daytona, and my rank is 688. So I'm off to a really, really good start. Now it's time to pick up right where I left off. So this is going to be an interesting race, I think today. I really, it's so hard for me to predict a winner in this one. Um, and even though I went 1 for 1 at Daytona and I actually feel more confident with my Daytona 500 pick than what I do here at Vegas, which is very weird because the odds of predicting a winner correctly on a super speedway race is literally 1 in 40. So, about as 1 in 40 as you could possibly get. So we're gonna edit our lineup. This is the 6 drivers we had last week. Of course, I had Byron in my garage after he crashed out in the first stage of the race and finished dead last. So we're gonna edit our picks here, and I'm going strictly off of practice times because there was no qualifying, so I'm not really going to care too much about how far back somebody might start versus other drivers. They're being lined up based on owners' points from last season, so Kyle Busch is going to start on the pole. Championship fours from last season is going to be in the top 4 as far as the start of the race goes. So my first pick, looking at the lap averages, whether it's 5, 10, 15, 20, and I was looking at both practices who had the fastest lap times just in the overall practice session. And Kyle Larson actually looks like he's got a really fast car on a longer run, and I think this race is going to have a lot of long runs in it. Of course, last season in the first race here at Vegas, there was 0 cautions. There was no cautions for incident the entire race. So I'm not necessarily saying that that's going to happen again, but I could see this being a race of 4 or less cautions easily. So a lot of long runs. I think that'll play into Larson's favor. So I'm going to take Kyle Larson. He's going to be my first pick. The Stewart-Haas guys actually looked really, really fast. In particular, Kevin Harvick, Clint Boyer, and Eric Almirola. So with the confidence of this, I'm going to take Harvick. He's had some success here at Vegas in years past. As you see right here, I am going to keep Eric Almirola on my team. Even though I picked him at Daytona last week, I just don't think I'm going to use him all 10 times regardless. I just so happen to be using him in the first 2 races. So I think he's going to have a fast car. He was top 3 in both practices. I actually predicted Almirola to qualify in the pole yesterday, but because qualifying got rained out, if I would have known there was going to be that issue with rain in the area for qualifying, I would have taken Kyle Busch ahead of time. So now I know to check the weather within an hour of qualifying. So gonna keep Eric Almirola on my team. So we're gonna roll into this starter here. Actually, if I'm gonna take a guy out of the Hedrick camp, you would think Chase Elliott would be the most likely pick, but I'm gonna take Alex Bowman. Bowman has actually looked really fast in practice. Now, again, these are guys that I don't think necessarily. Some of them might contend for wins. But I'm looking at guys who can strictly not only score a couple stage points here and there in both stages, but have a good chance to finish in the top 10. And I could see that happening out of any of these guys. And so, yep, again, we're going to keep Almirola on my team. And you know what else, though, too? People are like, you got to take one of the Busch brothers. It's Vegas. But I think just the Ganassi cars in general, I said Kyle Larson, but even Kurt Busch has had some pretty fast lap averages. Again, I'm pulling that all these guys can finish in the top 10. Did that happen at Daytona? No. But all my guys scored at least 20 points in my starting lineup, and I got 30 bonus points, which helped out a ton because I predicted Denny Hamlin to win correctly. I put him in for all stages in case he won any stages too, and he won stage 2. He won the race. Toyota won, obviously, so I got the 30 bonus points. And for a garage pick, this might sound like it's out on the limb, but I'm going to go with Ross Chastain. He has looked phenomenal in that 6th car for just taking over for Ryan Newman. And I think he's got a shot to finish in the top 10. The only thing that scares me with him is I don't think he's going to be going for stage points as much. And the reason being is because of he's not running for points in the Cup Series. He's running for points in the Xfinity Series. He's only running as long as Newman's going to be out of action, or at least just for this week as far as what was announced. But I'm sure he will be in that 6th car more often than not. We're not going to use him a lot then for the usages. So another reason why you should have him in your lineup. And again, it's a garage pick. So if it doesn't look like he's scoring a lot of stage points and he isn't running in the top 10, I don't have to start him if I don't have to. But that's also relying on those other guys to have pretty good finishes. And yeah, I'm one for somewhat saving some of your like higher profile guys like your Denny Hamlins, and I used him last week already, but Kyle Busch haven't used yet. I'm not really big into that. If you use them a couple times in the first couple races of the year, I don't think that's going to hurt you too much. I even thought about Logano. Logano won this race last season. I think he's got a good shot to finish in the top 10. Used him last week. We'll save him. So we got a lot of different guys here. So in the first stage, I'm going off of the starting lineup, I guess, for the opening stage of the race and who looked fast. I think Kyle Larson's got a chance to contend for the stage win, as well as Kevin Harvick. I think it'll probably be down to those two guys. We know how valuable playoff points are over the course of the season, and that has helped Kevin Harvick make it to the championship four, so we know he's going to be going for it. So I'm going to go Kevin Harvick to win stage 1. In stage 2, you're really just kind of throwing everything out the window here. you don't, I mean, it's so hard to just predict the stage winners here. This, in my opinion, could be this, wild stage as far as, okay, who are we going to get for the stage winner? So I'm just going to play it safe with this one. And I'm going to say Kevin Harvick, once again, is going to win the stage here. So if Harvick wins any of the first 2 stages, if not both, then he will have a great shot. Now, who am I going to pick to win this race? Well, I mean, this is where it really goes out the window. I've really been debating on either Kyle Larson or Kevin Harvick for most of the morning here. I mean, this is so tough. I mean, Larson is good on the longer run, and there will be a lot of long runs in the race, which is why I think he's got a great shot to compete for the win today. But if the race does not finish on a long run, I think that's going to hurt Kyle Larson. And obviously, when it comes to NASCAR races, how many times, not all the time, but most of the time, you see cautions in the last 20, 30 laps of the race. I just don't think that's going to be enough for Kyle Larson to get it done. At the same time, I don't think it's going to be on a short run, like a 5 to 10 lapper. But we're just going to play it safe here. I'm gonna predict Kevin Harvick to win. And again, using him for all the stages, it's so hard for me to go oddball and go anybody else to predict to win this race. This is just so tough. My preseason prediction, I did take Joey Logano to win this race. I'm 0-for-1 on the preseason predictions, but week by week I'm 1-0 because I picked Blaney to win the 500 before Speed Weeks even started, and finished second, so I was close on that, but I did get the pick right for last week, which was, I guess, more important for my sake as far as my predictions go. I'm going to take Kevin Harvick here. My preseason prediction was Joey Logano, so obviously Ford, I think, is going to get it done here as well. So, yeah, that's going to be my lineup. Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, Alex Bowman, Eric Almirola, and Kurt Busch with Chastain in my garage. I think it's an all right lineup. It's a little on the limb. We're early in the season. I just need a solid run. Let's get through these early weeks so that way my picks will become more confident to see who's running better as the course of the season moves on and we get into the summer months. This is only for the regular season, so let's get it going. Obviously, Almirola is going to start 14th. If I would have known there was rain, I would have put Kyle Busch in to get the quick 5 points. So kudos to anybody that kept an eye out for that. But, yeah, so we're going to predict Kevin Harvick to win the race. So if he wins any of the stages, I'm going to get a lot of bonus points there. And even if he doesn't win, if a Ford does win, I get 10 more bonus points on top of that. So that's my predictions for this week. Down below, comment, who do you think is going to win the Penzoil 400 at Las Vegas later today? Start time right around 3:30. I'll see you in the next video. Got a live stream coming up this morning. Hopefully you guys watch. For more NASCAR daily content, hit the subscribe button. Also, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and want to see more. Catch you next time.